Good morning, 6:29 a.m. I have been here since about 7:38 p.m. Oh my goodness. Let's talk about what's going on. But blessed for another morning. Sun's coming up. Not everything always goes to plan, as we can see back here. Been here for almost 10 hours now. Reset my clock. I'm not going to make this delivery in Orlando. But this stuff's going to happen to you out here in trucking. I've been scouring YouTube. Problem started maybe a month and a half ago. Sometimes a truck will crank really slow. And sometimes it'll crank right off the bat and go for it. After running the APU all night, it'll crank right away. And then lately I've been noticing a lot of slow cranking, and I did have a loose battery terminal that I tightened about a month ago. So a month ago I had the same problem I'm having now. It slow cranked, really slow. And then after doing that like twice, it wouldn't do it at all anymore. It wouldn't even crank, it would just, the solenoid would click, click, click. The little magnet inside the solenoid would just click. And that's what it's been doing now. So I took all the batteries apart, checked every terminal, cleaned up, wire brushed everything in there. Put it all back together, even switched the batteries, because there's four. I switched the outside two to the inside two, the inside two to the outside two, just in case I had a dead cell or something. But it's still not doing anything, just clicking. Tried to bypass the solenoid and jump it with a open end, nothing. So I checked all the connections behind the kill switch. All my terminals look good. There was a little bit of corrosion, but not bad, just on the terminals itself, on the positive side, and the back three batteries. Cleaned all that off. APU's charging at 14, still nothing. But when I crank the truck on it, it's about 12.4, 12.3, and I'll try and crank it, click. So something might come and do out here. It could be the main wire going to the starter from the back of the kill switch. I don't think it's that. I think I just had some dead batteries, and I think the culprit of it is my alternator. It's a Delco unit. When I did my in-frame, I didn't replace it because it was still good, but the terminal on the positive side has a little bit of play to it, so it makes me think it's not getting a good connection. It's not charging my batteries over time, which would make sense about the APU. When I run the APU all night, like when I was with Truck and Wife picking up our new truck, after running the APU all night, I would turn the APU off, turn the ignition on, and crank to air up, and it would fire right away, like super quick. And if I'm driving the truck and I turn it off like I did here last night to get some fuel, it cranked really slowly. It cranked real slow, like then I let it off, let it reset the whole ECU, and then try it again, and then the third time it just went, and then after that it was just click, 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 click. So makes me believe it's the batteries. So I tried to do everything I could with the batteries. I've been charging them with the APU all night, charged them for like 4 hours straight. I slept. Woke up, I was like, okay, we're gonna have enough charge. These batteries are gonna be fine, but I think there's just two of them, maybe three of them that are just completely dead cells, and I need some new batteries. So waiting for 7 a.m. for the, I think it's J&G truck repair. That one review, but it's a great review, but it could be done by themselves. But yeah, not everything's always gonna work out to plan. Now my biggest problem I have now is that, of course, I'm away from my family. I want to be home with them if I could, and want to be back up here making money. Is Coca-Cola delivering at 11 o'clock? How long is it going to take to replace these batteries? Is that going to be the problem? If he does have an alternator, I'm going to tell him to bring that too, and I'll just replace that out here. Alternator is really easy on these trucks. It's super easy to get to. But yeah, so is it the batteries? If it is, if I get it cranked again, I could probably make it down to Orlando. It's a 5 hours from where I'm at, 5.5. If I'm not, because I'm not going the speed limit, I'm going a little slower than that. But I'll be pushing it to get there. So if I can get this done, maybe I'll make it there before 4 or 5 o'clock. But then again, are they open on Saturday? Are they open late? What's the deadline for appointments? That's the stuff you got to know. So I'm going to try and talk to the broker after I get all this going and see if they can reschedule an appointment for tomorrow morning. And at least that way I have an appointment for tomorrow morning. If not, then I can try to make it today still. So stuff you got to think about. But expect the unexpected. Just YouTube's your best friend. I watched a million videos on a billion different things it could be. And it just seems like my month and a half ago experience where I did the same thing, and then the guy helped me. He was a really nice guy. I think I have a video right here. We got DJ right here. He just saved my life. So good old batteries were giving me a bunch of problems, and DJ's like, hey, let's try it one more time.
Oh, yeah.
He hits it up there, and he starts it. I owe you my life, dude. Thank you, man. I hope you get part of it. You watch the channel now, and I turned him on to Hey Guy Diesel, and we've been talking to Jerry, and he's been trying to help us, but you're the man. So that was DJ. God said, man, thank you so much. But after that, I had a loose terminal wire, so I figured it was going to be good, tightened it up, be good for a while. The batteries were charging great. Everything was good in the volts. But I think my alternator is bad in the engine, so I'm going to replace that, get all new batteries. But yeah, he put those cables on there for about 15-20 minutes on the third battery. Talked for a bit, kept trying it. Within like every 5 minutes, he upped his RPMs on his truck. And I did have a guy back here last night stop, reefer unit, pull up. He did his 30, pulled out, went all the way around for me, turned his truck around. We did the same thing, tried to charge it on the battery, but we did it only for like 10-15 minutes. And I had the APU running for 4 hours at that point, and it still didn't have enough charge, so I figured it wasn't that. So God sent to that guy too. Didn't get your name, but I got a little video of it. Super nice guys trying to help us charge. So we're going to redo the alternator. God sent a DJ. He kept me making that drop that day. I was in Riceboro doing it straight to Columbia for like $800, and it was a 2 a.m. drop, and I was going to miss it. But by him saying, well, we're just about to pull the cables off, and I was like, sorry, DJ, for wasting your time. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. Try it one more time. We tried one more time, and it fired. So leads me to believe it's the batteries. I cleaned all those terminals and everything off on it, but still no cranking. At the APU charge for 4 hours, 4.5 hours, still no nothing. So I tried it again this morning. I have all the batteries disconnected now, and I have this shop up here that opens at 7 a.m. going to come bring me 4 new batteries. New where they parallel them all. I forget the name of those strips that the terminals go on, and get new ones of those. And hopefully that fixes it, but we shall see soon. I don't think it's a starter. That night when we were trying to do it with DJ, Hey Guy was on the phone with us 11 o'clock at night, or 10 at night, and they were helping me too. And yeah, couldn't get it going though. So hopefully it's the batteries, which I think it is. I guess it has some dead cells. And I also have a ECU code right here that kept popping up when I first started cranking it, and it wouldn't go anymore. And this is what it means. So I'll show you that, and I'll show you the discrepancy of it, and it's just low voltage. So God bless. Sun's rising. Like I said, it's another day. Expect the unexpected. You never know what's going to happen, but I knew I had something going on, but I thought it was that loose terminal, but it's probably the alternator not charging while I'm driving, because the APU, when I'd run it all night, when the batteries were working good before they completely went dead cells, it would fire super quick. So I think the alternator just wasn't charging fully. God bless, and let's see what happens. All right, we got the batteries all ready to come out. You want to keep track of the wires and where they're at. This is the alternator. I was gonna do it with my in-frame, but I didn't. That terminal's a little loose, but nothing back there seems too bad. But I think it's probably the original. But they had it in stock for $350. I don't know if it comes with a pulley. If not, hopefully they have an impact to get it off, because I don't have an impact with me. But it's pretty easy to get it out. With the tensioner, the 1/2 inch, you'll just need a 1/2 inch bar. Get it on this tensioner, pull it up, get the belt off. Brand new belts, brand new tensioners, brand new everything, brand new compressor. But the alternator was original, so maybe that wasn't charging the batteries, plus I had the loose terminal, a bunch of stuff it could be, but new batteries are on the way, and a new alternator, and I feel so bad for taking up their space, but I talked to them and said I'll be out of here in a little bit. They said don't worry about it. So there we go. The only other thing I can think of is it'd be the starter and the solenoid, but I'm praying it's not. Let's see what these batteries fix the problem. Maybe it's time to go tow Piglet Hotshot, huh? I'm just joking. Yeah, all the Hotshot guys pulled in this morning. About 7:30 in the morning now. Here we go. It should be here. They said about 45 minutes, and it's been about half an hour. Gotta get the, you gotta have an air impact to get that pulley off of your new alternator. Whew. Good God. Now I want to, before we do it, I want to shut it off and see if it'll kick.
Oh, okay. All
right, what do we got here?
Okay, Love Heavy Duty Truck Service.
All right.
Phone number 843-560-0930.
All right.
And then another phone number is 843-560-4447.
All right, that's it. You came out and helped me out today. They got the truck going. They actually pole started with this one and put my batteries, my alternator in, all for a great price. So give them a call if you're ever stuck. Harleyville, South Carolina, exit 70. St. George, South Carolina, right 26 and 95 meet, a little bit south. Great guys, saved my life. Thank you so much, guys. All right. So far, so good. 13.7 volts on the gauge here on the dash. Coming to Jacksonville, gonna be there at the drop by about 4 to 4:15. Just driving straight through. They said, broker emailed me and said I'll be at work in. That's what you want to do. Once I realized there was a problem this morning, after I charged my APU last night at about 4 a.m., I knew I was not making this drop because it wasn't gonna open till 7 a.m. Well, I didn't know that these other places would open till 7 a.m. I knew the other place would open at 8 a.m. that I called last night. But the other place I called about 6:30 and they said, yeah, we open at 7, call back then. So then they gave me the number to those, because they couldn't get to me. They were booked, they were busy. It was a shop that does tires, truck repair, all kinds of stuff. And they had parts there on hand too. They had those batteries that I got. And they had my alternator in stock, which is very unheard of. So I'm very thankful for that. It was called J&G Truck Repair. But anyways, called the broker once I knew that that was not going to happen. They just said, hey man, are they open on Saturday? What, can you give me an appointment for the morning? And he just kept asking me, what time am I going to be there? What time do you think I could be there? Can I be there today? And I said, once I got them fixed, or once the truck actually fired, I said, hey, I called him right back, because he called me actually when I was trying to finally get it to start, getting the batteries in and realizing the batteries still didn't make a start. I think the starter might be just on a wrong tooth when I did that, because it was cranking so slow, and then it finally just, I tried to crank it, it probably must have been on a power stroke on the, or compression stroke on the cylinder, and the engine just hard to turn, and the solenoid just said no more or something. I don't know what was going on, but I've ordered a new starter already. But either nor here nor there, call your broker and just see, let them know about before they call you and say, hey, why are you missing this appointment? Call them and say, hey, can we get a new appointment time? This is what's going on. It's rare to have breakdowns as long as you take care of your stuff and do preventative maintenance and keep ahead of stuff. But I really didn't think my starter was going to go out like this. I didn't think my alternator was going to start charging my batteries. I didn't even know that, but I did change. You can have 3 settings on your Volvo for things you're watching out of all the gauges you can look and sort through. And one of them was set at my outside temperature, and now I set it to volts, because I'm just going to keep even more track, learn my lessons with batteries. It's a big thing in these trucks. Just the slightest thing, especially on a Volvo, slightest voltage drop, and it'll shut down the whole starting system. Or, like in my situation, I really believe it's the starter. I'm not shutting the truck off until this load is off the back of the trailer. Once that's done and I'm free and clear of the load, we can get paid for it. Then I'm going to disconnect the trailer, be on a hill, so in case it does not start again, I can use the momentum from the hill to jump start it, but we'll do that later. But I'll make sure I'm probably back in Jacksonville where there's a lot of truck shops in case it is a starter again and does not let it go at all. But either way, this stuff like this is going to happen. Be ready for it, know it's going to happen. You can never be ready for it, but just understand it's part of this business. It's not always cupcakes and butterflies out here. There's a lot of times you're going to be stressed out for 12 hours sitting at a truck stop when you were just stopping for 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get some fuel and a refill on a Diet Coke. So it's enough rambling right now, but this is Jacksonville, in case you were wondering, going through. Nice brand new roads, and we are heading down to Daytona. I wish I could stop at my little spot on exit 305 and get a shrimp burrito, but that's not today. Today it's business. Today was a save the day day, not a everything went great day. So we're still getting good fuel mileage. We're pushing the truck a little hard, and we're heading down to Orlando. We got about 130, I think it's 135 miles left before I made this start of this video. So it's not all the way on the other side of Orlando. When you start delivering to Orlando, if you deliver on the upside of Orlando towards Daytona, it's a lot easier than going through all of it, Orlando, past Disney World, into Lakeland or Haines City or any of those other places. You're almost dang near in Tampa by that point. But God was looking over us today. I mean, every time I broke it down, if you don't believe in God or have your own divine belief, I believe He looks out for you every now and then. He knows when something's going to happen. He's made it happen for me where I'm close by and I can have the resources to get it fixed. So I'm very thankful for that. That's my own personal belief. I know everyone has their own divine powers and beliefs that they believe in, but I believe God is good and devil is evil. It's in their name. So choose your side and try and do good for other people. And not always will God, He's going to make it hard sometimes, but most of the time for me, anyways, in this trucking industry, He's been very graceful for me. So I thank Him for that. And God bless. Let's get down here. Coca-Cola. 4:30 on the dot. Let's see. I already went one way. That was not the way, so I came back around this way. And to the right, it says shipping and receiving, so that's what we're looking for. It looks like it's a 24-hour facility. Oops, sorry about that. It's a little hot out here. 24-hour facility, so it should be able to get to me sometime tonight. I think this is where they actually bottle it and actually make it. Alright, so let's park out of the way here. Let's see who we talk to. That way? Turn around. So the guy in the yard dog there. Why does the phone keep turning like that? It's because it's so dang hot out here. The case isn't holding it. You said turn around, so here we go. Big old tankers of syrup or something. Hot one out here, but at least we're gonna get it off the truck. So we saved the day. That's awesome. Thank you so much to Love's Truck Repair. I couldn't have done it without you. I looked for an Uber, looked for anything to try and get to that shop and get those batteries, but not happening. Those guys picked me up, took me to get the batteries, to get the alternator, helped me get it all in, and not turn the truck off until well, there's a nice hill right there. I can maybe use that later on, but there's a huge truck repair place down the street. But Hey Guy already ordered me a starter, so I'd like to do it there so I can keep giving in some business. Are we gonna make that? Ooh, I don't think so. So they have it ordered for me so I can get there Monday morning because I'm gonna give them, I don't want to go there during the weekend. They're actually, Mom and Dad, Jerry and his wife are actually buying a house, so we got a lot of stuff on our plate already. They really didn't make this cul-de-sac big enough. Don't want to curb your tires and your cool plastic spikes. So yeah, disclaimer. I want to do a tiny disclaimer. It's not easy out here, as you can see by today. And you have to have the wit about you. You have to have a little bit of smarts, a lot of problem solving. Be good with your phone, GPS, a little bit of grace from God that you were in the right area. But stuff like last night happened. I should have been down here last night at 10:30 at night, 11 at night, resetting my clock and being ready for the morning. Instead, I spent the night trying to figure out my batteries, taking all my batteries apart, cleaning everything, switching them, putting it back together, doing it again, checking all the wires, trying to jump my starter. Consistent, worrisome time. And then after all that, it still didn't end up being the batteries. Could be just a starter. Could be just a solenoid on top of the starter. But I'm going to replace it all so that I never have a problem with it again. But I just want to make that disclaimer. What I'm doing out here, the money I'm making, it's $5.15 a mile down to Florida. Yeah, I'm going to deadhead out of here. I could take a load out of here, but it doesn't make sense to me because the money's not there. I'm not going to take something for $1.50 a mile. That's heavy. I'd rather get up to Savannah, or I'd rather get back home and take another $3,000 down to Florida. I'll take 2 days, but it only cost me a total of $250, maybe $300 if it's heavy, in total fuel there and back. Like $300 total fuel to get all the way down to Orlando, or all the way down to West Palm and back. So that's my little tiny disclaimer. And just want to let you know, it's not for everybody. You gotta have some wits to you. But if you can do it, if you have the means and the money to start off with your own authority, and you want to be in the trucking industry, and you want to get out here and see this world, you're gonna have nights like I did last night and this morning. They're rare and they're few and far between, and you get to know your truck as you do them. But you have to have a little grace from God or whatever spirit you follow or believe in, and hopefully you can get it done too. But I'm showing you what I do and the way I do it. So let's get in here and get checked in, and God bless. All right. Coca-Cola, quite the ordeal. You get a cool little patch to come back to the receiving office. Tiny little door on its side, but I had yard dogs all honking at me, telling me which way to go. So I was walking aimlessly because my truck is parked like out over there. You gotta walk all the way through here. Pretty cool though. They said they'll work me in. That's all I can ask for. And you get a bobtail somewhere else, and I'll get some sleep, some more sleep. I didn't sleep too good last night. When I saw this on the way in. Nitrogen. A little cold. Big old tanks. All right, well that's it, guys. Of course, we're going to talk about Hey Guy Diesel at the end of this video, about booking loads. Oh, and the GoPro giveaway. Please, if you stayed to the end of this video, hit that subscribe button if you're already subscribed. Please tell somebody, share it, or do something like that. Share one of our videos, go to our Facebook page, anything kind of action like that to keep our media going. I just realized the camera was dirty. Cleaned it up a little. But yeah, there'll be a link below. Truck and Wife put it down there. We'll be promoting the GoPro Hero 8 giveaway a little bit more now. And I guess there'll be a starter video coming up pretty soon. Getting this truck to start. But right now, I'll wait for a door and not get hit by a truck. All right, God bless, guys. Maybe see you tomorrow. It's Saturday, but Saturday Night Live, if God willing that I get back home tonight or tomorrow. Saturday Night Live again, talk more about the Hero 8, and hope everyone has a great weekend. All right, see you later.